This is the key to good form. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year and welcome to the first episode of my Powerlifting Basics series. So I've been meaning to start this series for a while, but I've never had enough time to do it because of school and college apps. But now, since basically all my college apps are done, I have time to start the series. And so in this series, I'm gonna go over how you can start powerlifting, what you need, like gym bag essentials, how to squat, bench, and deadlift, things I wish I knew before starting powerlifting, how to mentally approach a training session, and more. And hopefully the series will end in March-ish, and that's when I'll be competing in another meet. So I'll be able to go through all of the meet prep stuff and show you guys how a powerlifting meet works. So subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss another video. And also comment down below any video ideas for this series and also any questions you want me to answer. Also, you can follow me on Instagram where I post my lifts twice a week. And as always, timestamps are in the description box below, so you can skip to whatever section you want to watch since I will be starting pretty basic. And along with any links I reference, they will all be in the description box below. Okay, so before we start, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I'm not a certified personal trainer or have any licenses in coaching or nutrition. This is all based off of a ton of research from credible sources, advice from my coach, and over 2.5 years of powerlifting experience. I know that's not a lot. I know some people who are in the business for 30 something years, but I have done a ton of research. I literally have 3 pages of typed up notes for just today's video. And also, if you want to know how I started powerlifting, you can watch my 2-year powerlifting journey up on my channel, up here and in the description box below, but after you watch this video. So anyway, let's get started. So first of all, what is powerlifting? So there are several types of strength training. There's powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman, CrossFit, and bodybuilding. And those are the main types of strength training. There's also combinations of them, so power building, which is a combination of powerlifting and bodybuilding. So just a quick description of each. Bodybuilding is when people focus on physique more than strength. CrossFit is some weightlifting with some calisthenics. Weightlifting is where you do the snatch and the clean and jerk, which is really heavy technique based. And powerlifting is where we focus on the squat, bench, and deadlift. It's the 3 lifts that we work, and we try to increase the total of the 3 lifts while maintaining your health, of course, and within the guidelines and the rules of whatever association you're in. Hey guys, so I'm editing this video right now, and I just want to add something that my coach told me this weekend when I told him that I was making a video for people who want to start powerlifting. So he just said that powerlifting is for everyone. You don't have to be the stereotypical 300-pound man grunting and spitting out blood and that kind of stuff to be a powerlifter. There are different weight classes, and of course there's a split between males and females. There are all of those things for a reason. You can be a under 100-pound girl that powerlifts because we have weight classes and everyone can do it. So usually for powerlifting workouts, we do our big 3, which is also called our compound movements first. We focus on these, and then we do some accessories and isolation movements to build muscle. And so your compound movements work more than one muscle at the same time, while your isolation movements is what it sounds like. You work on one muscle at a time. So second, I'm just going to go over our muscle groups. If you already know these, you can just skip based on the timestamps in the description box below. Anyway, it's really important to know what muscles you're working with each exercise, because mind-muscle connection, which is where you think of your muscle while you're doing a certain exercise, can help you grow the muscle. So anyway, I'm going to separate our muscle groups into 4-ish sections. So I'm going to start with upper body push muscles. First, you have your chest muscle, and then you have your shoulders or your deltoids, and then you have your triceps, which are back here. And for these exercises, you push. So for example, on the bench press, you push, and that works your chest. Same thing with any dumbbell bench press. And then shoulders, you also push up on your overhead press. And for triceps, you do tricep push downs or overhead extensions, and you're pushing. So that's the first section of muscle. Second, we have upper body pull. So we have your traps, which are right here, your back. So we can split it up into upper back, and your lats. For your traps, you can do heavy holds or rack pulls or shrugs. For upper back, we usually do face pulls, and then for lats and your general back, we do any rows like pendulum rows, cable rows, or we could do lat pull downs, pull-ups, all of those. And next, we have our lower body. So we have our glutes, which is our butt, and then we have our quads, which is the front of our thighs, hamstrings, which is the back of our thighs, and calves, which is our lower leg. For glutes, hip thrusts are definitely your best friend. And we have quads, which any quad extension machine will do a great job with that, but also any close stance squats, goblet squats, heel elevated squats, Bulgarian split squats too. And then for hamstrings, you do RDLs, hamstring curl machines, and for calves you do calf raises. And then there's like the middle body part, which I'm not sure how to categorize these. It's your lower back and your abs and your obliques. For abs you can do sit-ups, V-ups, crunches, and then for lower back, usually deadlifts work your lower back good enough. You can also do hyperextensions and anything like that. I put this in the middle body section since you can do these on either your upper body days or your lower body days. So yeah, I'll get into that in more detail later. Next, we're going to talk about programming. What I wish I really did before I started powerlifting was to do a hypertrophy phase. So this is for anybody who does not play a sport or does not go to the gym. So basically, if you don't have a base of muscle already, I really highly suggest you start with the hypertrophy block, which is around 10 weeks. Just build muscle and get your body moving into like lifting stuff. So basically what you do is do sets of 3 to 4 of reps of 8 to 12 or even up to 15. RP 7 to 9, which means you could usually do 1 to 3 more reps. So you really are working your muscle. Start with the weight and do how many reps you can, leaving 2 left in the tank. You increase the weight or you increase the reps every workout. So that is like a general idea of the program. And basically what you're trying to do is try to hit every muscle group so you can grow a base of muscle before you start doing the squat, bench, and deadlift. So a general idea of this program, if you want to work out 6 days a week, you do legs, push, pull, legs, push, pull, rest. And when I mean by push, pull, I mean only upper body. And for 5 days a week, you do legs, push, pull, rest, legs, upper, rest. For people who want to work out only 4 days a week, which is totally fine because effort is more important and actually training till 2 reps in the tank is more important than how many days you work out. So if you want to do 4 days a week, you can do lower, upper, rest, lower, upper, rest, rest. And you can also move these around. You don't actually have to like 100% follow these. I do suggest doing lower first because lower body is more taxing. And what you do is for this 10-week program, you deload on the 5th week and the 10th week. So what a deload is where you kind of give your body a break and let your body reset because you've been pushing for about 4 weeks straight. So on deload weeks, which is the 5th and the 10th week, you only do 2 sets of every exercise and RP 6 to 8. So leaving between 2 and 4 reps in the tank. So this is just a general idea of a hypertrophy program that you should start with if you don't have a base of muscle. And so for each workout, you just go through the list of muscle groups that I told you earlier, and you do 1 to 2 exercises per muscle group. So for bigger muscles like your chest or your quads, you can do 2 exercises. For small muscles like biceps, you could just do 1 exercise. So after this 10-week hypertrophy phase, you can start a powerlifting program. Or for the people who already play a sport or already have some muscle, then this is where you start. So a lot of people ask if they need a coach in the beginning. Personally, I didn't have a coach until almost 2 years into lifting. However, for people who want a coach is really helpful in guiding you along the right path in terms of programming, form, and nutrition. However, I think it is slightly a waste of money getting a coach in the very beginning because you can do a lot of research. There's so many good resources out there that you can read and watch to like actually get you started instead of having a coach feed you with everything. And also the thing is like there are bad coaches who don't teach the proper stuff. And so that's the good thing about doing research is when you research like so many different sources and you listen to what the majority says, it's almost 99% right instead of listening to just one person because that person may be wrong. If you decide to not have a coach yet, the Strength Athlete, for short TSA, has really good beginner, intermediate, and meet prep programs, all free up on their website. I am biased because I am coached by one of the coaches in TSA, but their beginner and intermediate program is actually one of the best free programs out there. They're really well balanced between main lifts and accessories, and it's just online. You type in your maxes and they have everything programmed, so it tells you what weight you have to do stuff in. They also include differences between males and females because females can handle more volume work and need more volume work and can handle more intensity to make the same amount of percentage progress when compared to males. So they have all of that put in place, and you also have like drop down menus for different accessories to match your gym and whatever you like to do. So if you don't want to get a coach yet, I definitely recommend the TSA beginner and intermediate programs. You can run each program twice and see where it gets you. There are a bunch of people who had great results from it, and yeah, so I'll link it in the description box below. And also just want to say that even though that program is well-rounded, everybody is still different, and it's still best to find the program that works the best for you. And usually it takes about 12 weeks to see if a program really works well for you. So there are other options out there. I just didn't have time to like go search the web for all programs, but that is the best program I have seen, and that is the program I wish I started out as a beginner with. And so that's that for coach and programming. And no matter what program you choose, all programs should follow progressive overload. Progressive overload is the most basic principle of training. It's basically where you gradually increase the weight, frequency, or number of sets or reps of whatever exercise you're doing. For example, if I have a 200-pound squat for 3 sets of 5, for example, to progressive overload, next week I can either do 205 for 3x5, 200 for 4x5, or I can even do 205 3x4. So increase the load and decrease the reps. These are all methods of progressive overload, and that is how you improve your lifts. The next step is to do your research. Basically, it's really important for you to watch a few videos from powerlifters on how they perform the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. By doing this, you can learn what good form is and what you should look out for. So I will be putting out videos on how to squat, bench, and deadlift, but it is super important to watch several different people because everybody's built differently. And because of that, everybody squat, benches, and deadlifts differently. So for example, I have really long femurs, so my squat is going to look totally different from someone with short femurs. And same thing about the other two lifts. So that's why you should watch different people and see how they do their squat, bench, and deadlift. So some people I really recommend are
Russell Orhe, Alan Doral, Alpha Destiny, Meg Squats, Jeff Nippert, Big Benches, Steffi Cohen, Calgary Barbell, The Straight Athlete, and Squat University.
These are all really good content creators, and so you should definitely watch at least a few of these to look at how they squat, bench, and deadlift. Okay, next we're going to talk about gym and safety. All you need is a gym with free weights, barbells, and squat racks and bench racks. I do have a setup at home. I just have a barbell and some racks. If you want to see how I made that, it will be here in the description box below. So you basically just want free weights, a free barbell, not a Smith machine. So Planet Fitnesses do not work. Of course, it's better than nothing, but you want the weight to be free because balance is a thing you have to learn too. And when you're lifting in a Smith machine, it's good for accessories, but you don't have any balance issues with that because it controls the weight on both sides. However, if you do have a powerlifting gym nearby, it is really helpful to be in a powerlifting gym, especially as a beginner, because there are so many people around you who can just help you and spot you and like point out different things on the spot. And powerlifters are all super nice, and so if you ask them for any help, they will definitely help you. Okay, so next, I just want to say you should start light and focus on form. And especially if you haven't lifted before, it can take a while to get used to the mechanics of the squat, bench, and deadlift. So use this time to actually work on your form. Also, don't be ashamed of where you're starting from and how much weight you're lifting. I literally started with the bar, and like, don't compare yourself to others because in the end it's your work ethic and your discipline that matters, not the weight on the bar. I am always way more impressed with someone lifting light with good form than lifting heavy with trash form. So focus on your form, and you should know what good form looks like because you've watched so many videos on powerlifting. Next, okay, so this is the biggest tip I can give for anybody that's lifting. So the tip is to video yourself lifting. Back angles are not that important, but it is important if you have hip shifts, like where you lean to one side. Side angles is really good because you can see your depth, and front angle is really good for knee cave and that stuff. So video yourself lifting. This is the key to good form because then you can watch back your lift and see what you need to fix and see what is good already. Because it's almost impossible to know what you look like when you're lifting, especially as a beginner. You don't have the image and the feeling matched together. And also, don't look at the mirror when you're lifting, especially for your compound lifts. You don't want to do that. That is a huge distraction, so don't do that. Instead, video yourself and watch your video back right when you finish your lift. Also, you can use this to match how fast you felt the lift was to what it actually looks like. Most of the time, I would like lift something and be like, okay, that felt pretty slow, and watch the video and it actually went by pretty fast. Since when you're in the lift, time goes by much slower. Okay, so my tip for taking a video without your music stopping, if you're listening to music and taking a video from the same device, there's 2 ways to do that. So the first way is through Snapchat, and that's what I use. So I just take a video with Snapchat. But the downside is that it can only be a 1 minute long video. But the pros are you can trim it before you save it so you don't take up too much storage in your phone. And also for Snapchat, when you have headphones in, it doesn't record the music in your headphones. The second way to do this is to screen record your video screen. The con is that you have the box around your face where it's like it senses it's a person, and you also have like the other stuff like the recording button, whatever, on the screen. But the pro is that it can be over a minute long. Also, it records the music inside your headphones. So these are the two ways to record your video without your music stopping. Of course, if you have a camera or another device, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so lastly, I just want to talk about recovery. Food, water, sleep, and some stretching and mobility work. So these are all really important. Make sure to get enough protein in your diet so you can grow muscles. If you're really sore, it might be because you're not eating enough protein, because your body needs that to grow muscle. Also, drink plenty of water and sleep a lot, like 8 hours, since your body needs sleep to basically grow itself and recover. And also listen to your body, like you know when to back off and stop when you feel pain. And I'm talking about pain and not soreness or like the burning sensation you might get on your last few reps. That's not pain, that's just your muscles working. I'm talking about like any joint pain. Stop if you feel pain. And usually if you Google whatever you have and type like lifting shoulder pain, stuff will come up and you can know how to solve your problem and how to recover from that. Also, this kind of goes back with the last point with videoing yourself. If you video your lifts and you feel pain, and you can like actually watch back and look at what you did, find the problem, and that will usually help you find a solution much faster. Okay, that is basically it for episode 1 of Powerlifting Basics, how to start powerlifting. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below any questions you have or any suggestions or anything I mentioned that you're not sure about, or any videos you want to see me make in this series. Also, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss another video, and follow me on Instagram if you want to see my list. And yeah, so hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys next week.